Neurolastic 10 minutes to better balance level 3. This 10 minutes of exercise will help you improve your balance, walk better, and fall less. This video is not physical therapy. Always check with your doctor before starting any exercise program. Level 3 is for people who can stand on one leg for 15 to 20 seconds and haven't fallen recently but want to improve their balance. Let's get started. The first exercise is to perform sit to stand with your arms crossed in front of you. Now, it's okay to have one or two pillows underneath you depending on your ability level, but you definitely, for this level 3 exercise, don't want to push off the chair. You want to cross your hands over your chest and come to standing. Now, if you can't do this exercise the way it is video, then I would shift to either level 1 or level 2 exercises depending on your ability level. And once you've done those for a few weeks and get a little bit stronger, then you can progress to level 3. So when you do this, you want to practice bending forward first so that your head is over your knees, then coming up to stand. Now, there's a countertop in front of you in case you feel like you're losing your balance, but for the most part, you should have your hands crossed for the full 2 minutes. You want to do as many as you can, but every so often, I recommend stopping and resting to catch your breath. You don't want to get out of breath doing this exercise. It is dangerous if you push yourself a little bit too hard. Everyone has a different ability level, and some people might need to take 3 or 4 rests. Other people might need to rest every 2 or 3 repetitions. It just depends. None of that really matters. All that matters is that every time you do it a little bit better than the last time. You're really not in competition with anyone but yourself with this type of exercise. So you want to keep going for the full 2 minutes. So if you take a break, that's great, but then you want to resume it until the timer ends. Now, if towards the end, if you're getting tired, you can definitely use your hands to push off of the chair, but you want to try to do it with your arms crossed in front of you until you can't. But if you want to still finish the final 2 minutes, the final part, it's okay to use your hands. Now for the next exercise, we're going to put a pillow on the ground and alternately tap it with our feet. So first the right leg, then the left leg. Now, if you need to hold on, you can, but because you're at level 3, you want to try to not hold on at all. Just hover your hand over the countertop when you're doing it. It's really important to do it slowly. If you do it too fast, you're probably going to get out of breath and not be able to finish the full 2 minutes. Doing this for 2 minutes is tiring, so don't feel bad if you have to stop every so often to catch your breath and just to rest a little bit. You just want to try and keep going until the end of the 2 minutes, until we get to the next activity. Now, if you're finding that this is too hard, there's a few things that you can do to make it easier. One is you can bring the pillow more out in front of you. It may not look it in this video because of the angle and the camera, but that pillow is about 8 inches in front of my toes. If you have it closer than 8 inches, it's actually harder to do the activity because you have to lift your foot higher to place your foot on top of the pillow. And you're just supposed to tap the pillow, not stand on the pillow. You want to just tap your foot on the pillow and then get that foot back down on the ground and then do the same thing with the other foot. The idea here is that you're practicing a weight shift. When you normally walk, you're supposed to shift your weight from one leg to the other, but a lot of people don't do that. They shuffle instead, or they slide their legs across the ground. So this is a great way to learn to walk properly again. You let go of the counter and practice going from your right leg to your left leg, and you really do want to feel a weight shift. Now, for the third exercise, we want to move the pillow away. And what we're going to do is practice walking heel to toe, forward and backward. So forward means you bring your foot in front of the other foot. If you can, you want to touch your heel to the shoe in front of you, but it's okay if you want to take a little bit of a space. And then you actually go backwards doing the same thing in reverse. So you're going backwards, heel to toe, and then forward, heel to toe. If you need to grab the counter, it's right there to your side. You can also turn the chair around if you're feeling like you need help on both sides so that you have something to hang on to. But you don't want to get too far away from the sink opening, because that's the best place to grab if you lose your balance. And you see I'm sliding my finger along the countertop. If you're finding that this is difficult, you can try doing that for a few weeks until you can get better at it. All of these exercises will get better if you do them every single day. It's okay if you want to watch where your feet are going with this activity. I know a lot of times people are told to keep their head up when they're walking, which is true. But when you're doing something like this, you kind of do want to see where your feet are falling so that you have an idea of how far apart your feet are when you take each step. Now, as you get better, you can speed this up a little bit, but you never want to leave the safety of the countertop. You always want the countertop to be on one side of you. And if you're finding that this is all too difficult, I would try the level 1 exercises until you get a bit stronger and more balanced, and then you can try these and you might find that these are a lot easier. And again, if you need to take a break, that's fine. You can take a break at any point and sit down, or just take a break and stand. Just keep trying to do the activity after you take your break until the end of the 2 minutes. Now for the next activity, and this is a hard one, we're going to practice stepping over a pillow. Now, for safety, I would definitely recommend turning the chair around so you have the counter on one side of you and the back of the chair on the other. And what you're trying to do is step forward over the pillow and then step backward over the pillow. Now, I'm using a pillow, but you can use anything. You don't have to use a pillow. A pillow is actually hard for a lot of people. The advantage of the pillow is you can always step on it and it won't really make a difference. But I would say if someone's having trouble, they could put something down on the ground that's maybe 2 inches tall and 2 inches wide and just practice stepping forward and backward over that until it gets easier. A pillow that's low is also a good choice, but you need to have the countertop and the chair next to you while you try this. In the very beginning, if you find this is too hard, leave the pillow out of it. Just step forward without anything in front of you. Just practice basically taking a big step with the countertop and the chair next to you. If you're having trouble walking, or you find that you're shuffling or using a walker or cane, you can try doing this to get used to walking without an assisted device. But you have to make this exercise the right difficulty level for you. Not everybody is going to be able to step over a pillow. And if this is too difficult and it's just impossible for you to do, I would say you should be doing the level 2 exercises or the level 1 exercises until you get to the point where those are easy, and then come back to this. So you want to try to keep going for the full 2 minutes, but if you're feeling tired, you can stop and rest at any point. You don't have to keep doing it continually for 2 minutes. You just have to keep trying to do it for 2 minutes. Then at the end of the 2 minutes, we're going to turn the chair back around just for safety, and then we're going to sit down, remove the pillow, and now we're on to our last exercise, which is to try to stand facing the sink on one leg, balancing on one leg, without holding onto the countertop. And our goal is to try to do this for 20 seconds on each leg. So we're going to stand, grabbing the countertop, shift our weight over the leg that we're standing on so that your hips are centered over that leg. Let go of the counter and try to slowly count to 20. Once you can do that, without any problem. And some of you might never get to that point, but if you can get to the point where you can go for 20 and you're not having any trouble, the next level would be to close your eyes for part of that 20 seconds. You don't have to close your eyes for the full 20 seconds, but closing your eyes for a part of that, you're going to find that that really throws your balance off, and it's still really a good challenge. This is a great exercise to rebuild your proprioceptive awareness and your balance. The key to this exercise is the weight shift. You have to fully shift your weight over the leg that you're standing on. If you don't fully shift your weight, you're not really going to be able to stand for even 10 seconds. But once you can get your hips centered over your foot, then when you let go, you'll be able to balance on that side for the full 20 seconds. Now, be very careful if you close your eyes when you're doing this exercise, because it's very disorienting and it's likely that you'll lose your balance when you're doing that. So you want to make sure that you're standing directly in front of the sink with your hands over the sink, so that if you lose your balance, you can quickly grab the edge of the sink to balance and steady yourself. Now, if at any point you feel tired during the 2 minutes, just stop and stand there, or you can even stop and sit down on the chair for a few seconds, catch your breath, and then resume the exercise until the time limit is up. Okay, you've done your 10 minutes to improve your balance. You want to do this every day until you see an improvement. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more videos like this. If you want to access my full training course, click the link below in the description.